We started a little later than normal, but good evening, everybody. It is Monday. It's Motivation Monday. As you know, Motivation Monday starts 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every second Monday going forward. We are in season 2, and this is episode 2. Check your mental. Now, something that's very important to me about that statement in itself and just the show today. Not only am I going to bring you two amazing stunning human beings on here that's going to tell a little bit about their story. We're going to delve into that a little deeper in a minute. But you know, well as anybody in here, having a good and positive mental health can really make or break what you have going on. Sometimes most people are so focused on what they're doing and it dictates how they treat themselves in their life. And so if you do not have a healthy mental checklist or just a healthy mental setup, it can really deteriorate things around you. And sometimes you can find yourself a little lost. And then you get people who don't really know that they have mental anything going on because we don't know what to check for and what to see to. So, in tonight's show, not only am I bringing you two amazing guests, but at the same time, we're going to talk a bit about the bulletin points and things that you can do to make sure your mental is in check and that you do stay on course with the things that grows you. As you know, we do also upload the episodes onto my YouTube page, which is Queen Bella Live. So all the Motivation Monday episodes are always there and available after the fact. But if you don't want to miss out, I suggest that you stay tuned and invite a friend. You know, you see stars like Simone Biles, Michael Phelps, and Naomi Osaka, who are professionals in their respective sports and that put their mental health first before anything. And you see the criticism and backlash they get from people, but they're better for it because they came back stronger and better for it. That being said, my first guest I want to bring on and introduce to you guys tonight. She's not just a businesswoman, an artist who empowers other women through her music and through her projects and everything that she has going on. But she is an old friend and she is an amazing streamer. I want you guys to help me to welcome Sativa Diiva. Sativa, if you're in a building, please make sure you request the box. Oh, there we go. And it's blinking. Hey, Sativa.
Hey girl, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Can you hear me well?
I can actually hear you well. I'm just making sure you can hear me. Can you see me? Am I good?
I can see you. You look absolutely stunning, by the way. How are you?
I'm doing okay today. It's a tough day, but we're making it through. You know what I'm saying?
That's all we can do. We can always push
Okay.
through and make it a little bit better. For the people who don't know who Sativa Diva or Tiva Diva is, can you please just introduce yourself and tell people a little bit more about Sativa?
Yes, guys. Hello. My name is the Sativa Diva, and I am a singer, event host. I own a business. I also own a collective. Well, I don't own it, it's our collective called Goddess Gang. I ran it in Los Angeles, and I'm here in ATL. I run it here as well. So that's pretty much who I am and what I do.
So from the very start, we've seen obviously like there's a time that you disappeared from streaming and you started popping up all over my For You page on Instagram, but all in positive and beautiful ways, of course. And I'm so proud of you. I just want to add that because I see it, I like it, but I'm so proud of you. I've seen a little bit about Galaxy Goodies Edibles. Can you tell us what Galaxy Goodies Edibles is all about and basically what goes all into that?
Yes, ma'am. So, like I said, I worked in the cannabis industry in Los Angeles. I lived there for 8 years, and I kind of learned a lot of the whole entire cannabis industry. So, when I got to Atlanta and I wanted to basically do me, as a woman, I really like to hustle. I like to run my own business. I just basically cultivated it from what I already knew. I was able to just make it. I was at a lot of events. I was singing. I was being asked to be there. And I was like, well, how can we make money? So I started up Galaxy Goodies Edibles and the Galaxy Lounge, which are my two businesses that I do at events here in Atlanta, Georgia. So you can catch the edibles mainly at events here. It's like a live company.
Oh, wow. I love that. So they get a little bit of the whole experience when it comes to that. You did talk a little bit about your collective, which is the Goddess Gang.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
need full details on this because as I can understand, I heard a lot of positive things from the collective. So I need you to like just kind of take us more in detail and tell us about the Goddess Gang.
My goddess gang. So what's crazy is I didn't know that there was another goddess gang that existed. But let me tell you, I've been running goddess gang since 2016 in Los Angeles, California. I had met a lot of amazing women who were artists. They were spiritual. They were bosses. They knew exactly what they needed to do, and I knew that we needed to link up. Okay, I was hosting events. So at first, Goddess Gang was just my group of women who I would bring to paint, to perform, and to vend their stuff at events. It has went to
Right.
a whole new level. When we were on streaming, I had Goddess Gang as well. I had a few members here when I was streaming, and like Bella mentioned, when my father did pass away, I did stop streaming. It was a little bit hard for me. I'm going to be very very honest. You know what I'm saying? We got to keep it real. So I stopped streaming and I started to be like more in person. So Goddess Gang became the collective that it is now. Over 54 women in Atlanta, Georgia. Everyone either owns a business, is a brand ambassador, is an artist, or just is a boss babe all the way around. That's pretty
I
much what we've been.
love that. And in the world we live in today, with all the pandemics and everything that we went through, we literally didn't think we would see anything like this since 1920 when the Spanish flu and everything else was around. So it's so gorgeous and beautiful to always see when I see women doing positive things, influencing each other in a positive way, or just basically setting up that baseline and support system for each other in a different way. And I know as a streamer for yourself, you've always used your voice in positivity even as a streamer. So I really want to know, because when I met you, you were already singing and doing your thing. Where did your love for music start, and where are you now in that path with your music?
So I would say I've always loved to sing. I come from a singing family. My mom sings. She has her mother sings. Her mother has three sisters. They all sing. I think that's kind of where it came from in me. I don't know, but my passion for it really kind of started, I'm gonna say, in the church. For people who don't know, I like to say double PK because my dad was a pimp and then he was a preacher, but I am a PK. So when I was in church, that's kind of where I started singing. That's where, it really became important to me. And I did my first solo when I was 9. And it changed my life, to be honest. It made me just decide I really, really wanted to sing. And I started singing more in high school. It became my outlet. I was winning a lot of competitions in high school. I went to go try out for The Voice 2 different times while I was still in Texas. I had made it very far one of the times, and that kind of let me know, like, girl, you can do this.
Wow.
Now, my two friends
Yeah.
led me to LA. Once I got to LA, I realized this is what God had for me, and I just kept on doing it. Now I have about, let me think, I have about 12 works on SoundCloud, and me and my producer here from Atlanta, we are working very hard on Self Destruct, the EP. That's a little that's coming out on my birthday. But we also have 2 songs out on all streaming platforms. You can go download right now.
Oh wow, we love exclusives, okay? We love tidbits of information and all exclusive information. Now you slightly talked a little bit about something that I just want to retouch on real quick. Now, as you know, like today we want to talk a little bit more about mental health, and as a person that's doing so many things, and I think like when you're always busy and you're doing so many things and you still manage to stay positive. And I know it is your father's birthday today and that he did pass. As how do you mentally cope with everything? How do you keep your mental in check?
You know, I truly believe that sometimes you just have to give yourself grace. You have to just give yourself time. You need to be honest with the people around you too whenever you feel like you're not at your best. I'm going to say I deal with depression
Right.
probably more than a lot of people, but I do try my hardest to give myself time and give myself a cutoff. When I worked for
Right.
Steve Harvey for 3 years in Los Angeles, he used to preach to us whenever he was not on the camera. One of his
Right.
main lessons was always give yourself a time limit. You set that time, you trip about it, and you let it go. That's it. That's what we're strong people. We got to keep it pushing. And even I know
Right.
that. So even if I had my time today, of course I'm a little bit sad today. Of course I'm going to be in a different mental space today. But that's not going to stop me from being who God made me, who people need me, not even just who they need me to be. I'm literally just that person. And I know that this is who God made me to be. I know that my father, he did a lot for a lot of people, and I saw him hold his head strong. So I just want to be able to be that same person in that same light. You asking me to do this interview today was not a coincidence, you know?
Everything happens for a reason. And
Mm,
just to add on what you were just saying just now, something that I always say is your purpose, everything, the thing that you need to do on this earth is only for you to do. Every single person, you have a purpose. That thing that you're doing, there might be other people in the same industry, but that specific thing is just for you. God made you to do that
right,
thing. Your existence matter. Who you
right,
are matter. You might not feel like you're the most popular online or offline or the most sociable, but
yeah,
who you are matter. So treat yourself with that extra bit of express, with energy, with every. I always say daily affirmations is so important.
oh yeah,
I wake up every single morning. I have the same track playing at 4:30 in the morning when I wake up, and I get up and I start dancing. Look in the mirror
okay,
and like, there she go. There's that pretty girl go. Come on now. You got to get that
okay,
fire. It's time to get up and do it.
yeah,
So I feel like having those type of energies in a day, like towards myself, having that
yeah,
positivity, that kindness towards myself always matters because it's me first always. I always say that because without me, I can't be me with my friends, with my family, with my kids.
and
There
you
has
can't,
to be a me first. So it's such an
amen.
important thing that you have that understanding that you have a gift and it's meant to be shared. You spoke a little bit about your life in LA, and I know, and I'm not sure. I'm just asking you. I think you are in Atlanta now, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So
At the
tell me a
current
little bit
moment, we're in
about
Atlanta.
the gigs that you're doing in Atlanta right now. Like,
Yes.
what's going on with the gigs that you're doing in Atlanta?
So I began to vend with the Bonfire ATL. It's one of the biggest weekly running events here in Atlanta, Georgia. I started vending with them last year, and then I brought the whole Goddess Gang together. And after that, I had my hugest performance on my birthday there. That is on my social media, guys, if you want to check that out. Literally amazing. And I was able to link and do a lot of things from there. So now I perform about 3 times out the week here in Atlanta, Georgia at our bar. Tonight I will be at Music Mondays. So when I'm done with this interview, guys, I got to go to Music Mondays. I will have my edibles and I will be performing with the live band. On Fridays, I have events. Saturdays and Sundays, the second and fourth. I am a host for the Bigger Picture ATL. That's my mentor's organization. She has a vendor collective of over 100 vendors, and she has big events on the second and fourth weekends of the month. And I am her official host for that. So I just love doing that. And we're always looking for artists, guys. I am always looking for artists if you're in
Well,
Atlanta.
I'm definitely gonna start sending more artists your way, especially the ones that I've been like working with, like and all that. But I am so in awe
How
and
did she
so
know?
amazed at
Sorry, one
your
second. Upstairs, Sunday fun day. How
I'm
did you
so amazed and I'm in so much awe of your character, your strength, your energy. I've always loved you as a person. You've always been such a beauty, like, and it shines throughout in terms of your personality. I remember when I started going to live streams and stuff like that, it was so hard for me to stay in a person's stream, especially when there's not a lot going on. And I was able to just vibe with her, like really stick in her stream, and it was always such good positive vibes. And the fact that you are such a mover and shaker, you don't stop, you don't stand still, everything always goes forward. So I know, today, like you said, it's a heavy one for you, like mentally speaking, but at the same time, you push through, and it's so amazing to see that brightness and that you still carry all of that. When it comes to your message in terms of wanting to inspire others, for anybody who's watching this who might not be the best version of themselves or struggling with a death in the family or outside of it, what advice would you give them to keep pushing through the things that they're going through?
I would say, develop a ritual. Make yourself the most important thing at the end of the day. And like I said at the beginning, You got to let yourself go through things. I feel like that is like the biggest message I can tell anybody. However you feel is okay. It is
Right.
valid. You are allowed to feel that way. You do not have to be strong all the time for everybody. You do not have to put on a smile for everybody all the time. But what you do have to do is make sure that you're good. That is what's most important. So I took the beginning of the day to have my cries and to have my moment, and I got the hell up because I do not have the time to just sit down and be sad. My dad would not want that for me. I do not want that for me. God does not want that for me. The universe does not want that for me. People believe in you. Just like people believe in me, somebody believes in you. I promise you, you've probably heard it. You've probably heard it. Somebody has told you they believe in you. You need to keep that within your soul and know, like, you can do this. You can do this. I tell you right now, as somebody who I know seems very happy to people, I have to sometimes, that's why I keep a close knit tribe. That's why I keep my collective. That's why I keep strong women around me so that I don't have to feel like I'm supposed to be strong and perfect all the time. That's an impossible feat. The best you can
Right.
do is be your best self. I don't feel like I'm at my best self yet, but I'm still working on it each and every day. I love myself. I know that I can't be there for anyone else unless I'm there for myself. And that's just what you got to
Right.
do. That's what you got to do.
Like, listen, we spoke about it so many times on Motivation Monday, where we've said before, you got to make sure you keep your circle positive. The people around you, for me personally, it's important that the people I keep the closest to me add value to my life the same way I want to add value to their life. But I don't have to feel that I have to be someone else in front of them, because what I
Yeah.
feel is like having such positive female, and that's really a thing now that's making a
Yeah.
comeback, right? Because we went through this whole era and phase where women got off on being stank and negative and ugly
Oh,
towards each
yeah.
other, like it was a fashion trend of some sort. And
Mm-hmm.
now we all, like, you can see so many things. Even if you look at, like, I always look at, I say always, when I look for people, I look at the dark corners in the internet too, where other people are not necessarily looking. So you find these women that are absolute beasts, and they
Oh, my
are
God.
doing such amazing work and inspiring other people through their action, through who they are as a person. And
Yeah.
like I said before, like for me, it was, even when I posted the poster with you guys joining the show today, some of the people that was sliding back in my DMs, and I have a few questions from that, and I'll get to it in a second for you. So some of
Okay.
them went to your page, and they were like, "Oh my God, the voice! Where's the music? Where's the music?" I'm like, "Well, bother her, find out, because I haven't connected with her in a minute, and I wanted this to be authentic. So I will everything will be unfolding, and if not, y'all can always slide in the DM and ask her about that. I know a lot of people on here even know you for your voice. And
Yeah.
so you were talking earlier about the projects that you are working on. And just for clarity, I just want you to tell people your social media platforms, as in your names, and the type of music that is available right now. If there's any new songs that you have, please let us
Oh,
know.
yes. It's Sativa Diiva, guys. So I know it doesn't have Sativa anymore because they made me take it off, but it's Sativa and then Diva with three I's. That is on every single platform. Me and my producer, BDP. Sounds, if you want to look, if also you have a hard time finding it, those songs are on every single platform. I have a new song called Gold Rush and Do I. We released at the end of last year, so not necessarily new, but it's still out there, y'all. It's still fresh, okay? It is Gold Rush and Do I, and Gold Rush is a healing song. My producer says he likes to listen to it in the morning to like prepare himself to like be the best person he can be. That's one of my like tribe chant songs, like it's this that's really like my to my people, like heal my body, heal my soul. So if you want to get into that
Yes.
one, and then my other track is called Do I, and it is a hip hop song, and you can catch me performing that a lot with live band here in Atlanta. That's more of like a little hip hop, it's a little bit. It was actually that was a different track for me, y'all, but I love the song.
Good to see positive people coming together in music and doing different things. But Sativa, what is next for you? You have so many things going on, and it's also positive, also beautiful. And just to see your growth has been so amazing. That's why, like, thank you so much for agreeing to even like speak to me
Thank you
today.
for having
But
me.
what is next for Sativa?
So I've been talking to my tribe, And I think what's next, one, I do want to get back streaming, guys. Like, I know that I took that break. And, I had to give myself that time. But shout out to Queen Bella. Honestly, this woman has always seen something in, like, literally before, like, even in my down moments, this woman has seen something in me and just, it means everything to me. And that's what reminds me, like, I got to get back on here. I love doing this. Things
Me
like this,
too.
honestly, as a person who gets down, it really does help you. It does. And Role Model Fresh, like she used to speak about that a lot, how she had to start streaming when she lost her people. And she told me when I lost my father, you should try and stream, but I really couldn't bring myself to do it. And now I'm just like, it is time. I want to be back on the internet. I said I want to be back on the internet. I want to be a TikToker, y'all. And
Right.
we are working
But
on
listen,
my EP right now. We're working on the visuals. We're doing everything for it. We're going to release it in December here in Atlanta, Georgia, y'all. So it's going to be some amazing events going on then. I am just locking down right now, trying to get back on the internet and focus on my music. Love you, Vibe, by the way. Vibe actually is one of my people from here in Atlanta. So, hey, girl!
oh, big shout out, man. I'm so happy to see that. But like, if you, as soon as, are you on TikTok yet or not?
I am on TikTok. I'm on TikTok, y'all. I just haven't put a
Okay,
lot
so
of.
what's the TikTok? You got to give us the TikTok though.
It's Sativa Diiva. It's Sativa Diiva with three eyes.
Across the board. I'm gonna go check you out, and I'm gonna repost some of your stuff. I've been at it for a minute, and I
Oh, you're
think
on TikTok.
yes, yes. I'm a bit of a I always say like I'm a creative mess on TikTok because I like doing the things that make me feel good, funny, or in the
Yes.
moment, or just feel like the best way I can connect with people. I spoke a
Yes.
little bit about the fact that last year I was talking to Chris about getting my featured showed up. What's next with Queen Bella? And a day before the show was supposed to air, I lost my father as well. So it was difficult for me to be all of that and then still
Yeah.
deal with all of that. And I'm a person that, whenever I deal with stuff like that, I got to get myself together first. Like I got to hype myself up before I can allow other people in. So it was a process for me. And like I said, I'm still
Yeah.
learning. Over the course of 4 years, I've been reframing my mindset and literally learning a lot about myself and about people, things I didn't know before, but I think I'm better off for it because from there to now, mental health wise, going through the struggles of depression or anxiety, I'm so much stronger. And that is something that's like so far past that I'm just grateful to be able to have such an amazing, people in my life that always kind of encouraged me in the right way, even when I was down and they couldn't see that. So, like you said, talking is important. You gotta say something if you're feeling something. A lot of people go through life where they just fight silently alone, and that's
Yeah.
why they end up doing terrible things to themselves. So, being strong and kind of, doing all those things for yourself, that self affirmations in the morning, and having that energy about yourself, like I got my back, that is something that always has to come first. You first, always. That way you can be the best version you can be for other people. Sativa, I like I said, I will say this till I'm blue in my face. Always absolutely adore her. She is Sativa Diva on all social media platforms. Please feel free to follow her on here. We need your type of energy back on the platform. There's a lot
Yeah.
of, I feel normally there's a lot of things going on the app, but you don't get to go places anymore where you can just hang out and just have a good positive vibe and
That's
just
true.
hang out. And whenever I discover people like that on live stream, I'm like, a bit stalkerish, but in a positive way. Trust me, I'm not trying to download stuff of you 3 a.m. in the morning, but I always try to be supportive and always try to be a light. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for coming and
Thank you.
sharing your journey and your story. I'm definitely going to be watching you close and seeing what else you got going on. I'm hitting that
Okay.
TikTok up too. Is there anything else you would like to tell everybody right now?
If you're in Atlanta, Georgia, come to Music Mondays tonight. It starts at 9 p.m. and have a live band. Also, guys, yes, I love y'all. Be great. All right. Keep your circle clean. Don't ever question yourself when you don't trust vibes. Okay? That's one of the most important things I think I can say to people. Trust your gut. I love you. I love, yes. I just want to give you a little bit of voice, and I love all of you guys. I love you,
I
Bella.
love it. Listen, we definitely have to have her back to come and perform. You okay? You know what I mean? Like I'm gonna go download the music and listen to everything, but we need to have you back for a little performance too because I love your
Yeah.
voice and I'm so excited. But at the same time, guys, go check her out tonight. She will be in Atlanta, Georgia, at which club? Which
At
spot are you
Gallery
gonna?
992. It's a popular place in the West End, Gallery 992. It'll be a live band. Y'all can perform too. And I'm so sorry, FTF as well. I love you. I was trying to see everybody. Bodyguard and Mercedes, I remember you as well. Stephen, I remember you too. Guys, we're going to get back streaming. We're going to do it. We're going to do it.
I love to see it. Sativa, thank you so much for taking the time to chill with us with Motivation Monday, and thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you. I love you, Bella. Have an amazing rest of your night, girl.
You too. You too. I know you're gonna shut it down.
We're going to do what we need to do now.
Period.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you, Sativa.
Love you.
AC. Oh, I love you too, babe. Thank you so much. Thank you for all the energy. Oh my God, guys, our energy is always so infectious, and it's so important. Like that, you see, I'm even like up now. Thank you so much, Sativa Diva, for bringing us that fabulous energy, and we definitely need her to come back streaming. So for those of you who didn't know her before this, make sure you go and you favorite her right now. She will be back streaming hopefully soon, so we can show her a bunch of love and just stay with the positivity. I love to see it. And so, as I'm saying, today is episode 2, season 2 of Motivation Monday, and it is Check Your Mental. Our next guest is not, listen, I'm telling you, today is all about the fabulous queens. She is a streamer, she's a photographer, she's a podcaster. She's always been so inspiring, always so positive. I followed her on social media off the app and honestly didn't expect to get the type of energy from her in the sense of the type of content that she has available. Even from listening to her episode, which was last week, the 7th of September, that aired every single Monday. She has an amazing show. She'll be able to delve in more and give you guys more information about it. But she is such a positive fixture in the live streaming community and outside of her community. I want you guys to all help me welcome NeicySpeaks. So for y'all there who see us for the first time, make sure y'all hit everybody up with that fave real quick. Hi, Niecy. How, can you hear me?
I can. Can you hear me?
Perfectly. I can hear you perfectly now. How are you?
I'm
You look
good.
absolutely beautiful tonight.
Thank you. So do you. Thank you.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I feel even, better after listening to Miss Diva. She is very infectious. I was over here like, yep, you're right. Yep. But yeah, as with myself, today was a testing day, even with knowing that I'm coming to speak on check your mental. I had to check mine. I had to, regroup, de-escalate, and come back too. So it just, things happen the way they happen, just so you can kind of wake up and say you might need to check your mental too before you come talking about people about checking your mental. Today was a
You,
day,
you
but nonetheless, we're here.
I feel like we always have to do that. And the fact that you can acknowledge that, it's beautiful in itself. So for the people who's not familiar with Nisi Speaks, can you just introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about you?
Well, hello, everybody. Nisi Speaks. I am, as she said, a speaker, podcaster, looking to be a life coach, motivational speaker. I have things to say. I move in a way very um, delicate, my voice, but I know that it comes off soft but powerful. And so I use that in a way where I can touch people, encourage people. That's my purpose, as you were speaking on earlier. I've been on different wavelengths of life. So I've tapped into different things, and I feel like I have experience that may be able to help somebody else. So with my photography, with my poetry, I did spoken poetry. That's how I got my words out initially, spoken word, going to different spots locally. And then COVID. COVID shut all that down. So I became
Oh,
internal.
wow.
Yeah.
COVID definitely brought a completely different aspect to every single person's life. And even now, as you said, like just that ability to have to say, like, let me check my mental before I speak on that. It's so important. It's such an important tool to have as a speaker. Now, as you've said before, you're soft spoken, but you feel like you have a different perspective that you bring when you do these shows. And I just want to say, first of all, you have a stunning voice. I've listened to some of your episodes on Apple. She's going to tell you guys where all her podcasting shows is available. But just to kind of start from the top and then go down, I did see somewhere that you were a teacher or you are a teacher. And I just want you to tell a little bit about that.
Teacher, no. No. Podcaster, streamer, photographer, COVID.
Right.
No teacher.
All right.
Looking.
Okay, so maybe that was added into under NeicySpeaks because I literally I always do. I go and I delve into everything. When did you start doing photography?
This was a long time ago, starting just randomly picking up a camera, taking pictures, but actually making it a business in 2016, 17.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that's something that you're still actively doing as well.
I am not as much. Again, COVID shut a lot of things down. So also, I had death in the family. My father passed, Godfather, 2021, 2020, end of 2020, and that's when I started streaming. Everything shut down for me. I stopped picking up my camera. I stopped speaking. I stopped writing. Everything came to a halt. So everything is gearing back up. Speaking of my podcast, I just did an episode about getting over grief, and that helped me. My mental was all gone when that happened, threw me completely off. So getting back into that, that's how we're here now.
Well, first of all, I'm so sorry, and my condolences to the death that you've had in your family. And now you say you talk about streaming and podcasting. Is that things that happened to like at the same time, or is it like was it the different times that it started happening? And just kind of take us a little bit through your streaming journey and how you started doing your podcast and how all of that is going as well.
It started, my podcast was already in effect, going on before I started streaming. And I figured this is another platform I can speak. We'll see who listen. I actually came on the app for a distraction from the loss. I needed something to get away, right? So I was like, what? Let me see what this app about. Not knowing streaming was the other side of the DMs, you know.
You just wanted to
So
escape.
yeah, after my swiping, I realized, okay, it's people out here that, are actually live in action. I like vlogs and YouTube and things like that. I said, these people they're in tune. They're right here, right now. So I just did
Right.
a little swipe here and there. And then I said, I got something to say too. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit go live. And here we are. My podcasts were just another element for me to speak and bring content. I didn't want to get on the app with just the same old thing that you know what I mean, can see. And then I wanted to bring something relevant, something what was needed. And so I started making my episodes topics. I took topics from here because as you know, you can get into the stream and it can go from here, start here and go there. So I took certain topics from here, made it mine, went to the podcast of it, and it's now a topic. So
Again, I always say it's so important. Like it's just the fact that you bring something different, something positive, and it's something that nobody else is doing. So many people can be positive, but in their own light. But as long I feel like every single person, like you say, they have their own purpose. And so it is the way you give your message to other people and how you manage to let people connect and interact with each other. You spoke a little bit about COVID, and I have more questions. It's going to go a little bit deeper into that, but I just want to ask, what does a mental health mean to you? And how do you make sure that you have a good mental state, especially since you talked about dealing with COVID and overcoming all of that?
faith, my faith was what got me through, knowing that it probably get ugly before it get worse. That moment of isolation, then losing a person in the moment of COVID, you can't really be in tune with family and friends like you would normally do with, normal passing. Um, so I had to definitely go into self. COVID brought me internally. That helped me to take out a pen and a paper. Sometimes my mind was so boggled with thoughts, I'll just take a pen and just on the paper, just go, just get it out. You know what I mean? Not knowing I have so much going on. I'm frustrated. I'm hurt. I'm sad. I don't know why. And I'm going. So then that scribble turned into words. I was able to formulate. I was able to speak it, you know what I mean, without crying through it,
Right.
So COVID made me get internally. It made me pull out what was already in me, what he knew, my father, to be great in me. He pushed me to get my book. He knew, he pushed my poetry. He was the reason I picked up a pen. I picked up a mic. I was speaking in church before I was speaking over on my podcast. He knew the greatness I had in me. So with him passing, I said, okay, I see the greatness as well. Thank you for recognizing it. Thank you for pushing me. Now I got to take the torch and run with it. I still got something to say. I still got things that he put in me that still needs to be heard. So through his words and wisdom, some of the things I still speak is coming from him. And even with me checking my mental, it's like, okay, hold to you. Sometimes flesh as well makes us stand up. We get angry, but let me go back into my soul. Let me go to my spirit and say, hey, settle, come check you, get you together before you step out and deal with other people. I'm a mother, you know, I'm a worker. So I got to check me first before I can mother, before I can be the sister, be the friend, be the effective daughter.
All
Gotta
of it.
all of it.
I love how you kind of like explain that all together, because I just want to like touch base and just let y'all know, like, a very good mental exercise you can do is to write things down, especially if you feel like you can't express yourself, especially if you feel you can't necessarily talk about it to someone, or just say it out loud or scream, whatever you do. A good mental exercise is always to write down what you feel and how you feel. And so, you talking about the fact that that helped you worked on your penmanship when it came to your poetry. And again, I didn't even know that you did poetry, which is beautiful. And I like to see when people are talented, I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder maybe when we do a showcase and put it together. I would definitely like that, because like I said, I love people who are in tune with their musical side, or just do spoken word, or can inspire others through their actions and through their situations and how they dealt with it. During COVID, you talked about, how you regulated yourself. During the low moments, what was something or a tool that you used that really helped you elevate above your own feelings?
My notes, things that I've written down throughout my own poetry, you know, going back to my own words, his recordings, things that he said prior, and my Bible, me praying, praying and getting
Yes,
down,
stand up.
saying, I need help. I can't do this by myself. Like Diva was speaking on my tribe, pulling on the people that I knew were close to me. Hey, I'm sad today. I need you to listen. You don't really have to give me words, just listen to me. So yeah.
What does it mean to you, to be able to like have a platform where you inspire others through? Because ultimately speaking, you have this podcast, and I want you just to tell people also where it's available and where they can like download it, the spelling of the name, all of that. But what does it mean to you when you see people reaching out to you and say that, like, you really inspired me, or this really helped me? What does that helping others mean to you?
I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. I'm on the right track. Everybody might not drink the tea that I am. I might not taste good on everybody's palate, but somebody needed to hear it. And I always say, love on somebody, because somebody might need some love, and you don't know who you touching, and it just might be yourself. You just might be pouring into yourself. Not knowing while pouring into me, I'm pouring into others. So that's how I know I'm successful. I'm on track.
I love that. Nisi, where is the podcast, on what channels, or people, where can they catch the podcast? Where is it available? Are you in season one, season two? How does Give us a little breakdown about how all of that goes?
Okay, so y'all can follow me on Instagram, Nisi P Speaks, TikTok, Nisi P Speaks, blog site, www.nicipspeaks.com, and of course, Nisi Speaks on the live streets. We all mingle and dabble on the live streets. So if you don't have Spotify, if you don't have Apple Podcasts, which is normally where you can catch me every Monday, normally around noon Eastern, I aim to load for whatever reason because of life. I don't. You'll catch me on Tuesdays or even Wednesdays, but look out for Monday. I'll put, the episode, a little snippet. If you can't get to those apps, even if you are on Instagram, you can listen to a little clip of what the episode may be. I am on season two, wrapping up season two, and we're moving into a new season of season three. So every season has been a chapter, and if you listen, can hear the progression. I listen back to my own, and I hear the progression where I was a year ago and where I am now. So yeah, anywhere that you can listen to a streaming podcast, you just type in Nisi P Speaks, and you will find me. More so Spotify, and if you have a little iPhone, Apple Podcast, just like Apple Music, you can download, and I'm Googleable, so you can also Google me
Yeah.
too.
Oh, very, very much so. When you Google NeicyP Speaks, the first three things that throw out is the Apple, it's the Spotify, and it's the Instagram. So for those of you, I know some of y'all are a little, struggle with the social media aspect of it all. If you click on my name, you can click on my Instagram, and if you see the poster that I have on my screen right now, like the profile picture I'm using, you can click in the bio. I did tag her in the picture. And also, I listen to you from Apple. That's where I listened to your podcast yesterday. I was listening at your episode that you posted last week. And like I said, you speak with so much knowledge and so much information that you are giving as well. So it's such an important thing when you hear those type of positive voices who does influence and who does have a positive story to share. Now, a lot of y'all I don't have on TikTok, so I'm going to definitely be ticking and talking with y'all and reposting some things just so
Yes,
people
and
can,
follow Miss
I
Queen
love to
Bella
bring
on
more
TikTok
awareness.
because she's doing her thing on TikTok. She is beautiful on TikTok. Make sure y'all follow Miss Queen because she be on there. Okay, y'all can
I,
catch
I,
me on
I
Instagram,
love,
TikTok.
thank you so much, Nisi. But I love to bring more awareness to things I personally find beautiful. And like I said, we entered an era now during this culture of women bashing each other, where it's just coming back to beauty, support, and positivity, and just being able to be a light and give people a little bit positivity, or just put a little bit something back in the world, in a broken world, I would
Right.
say. But what is your tip to people who are currently struggling? Whether it's with mental health or just with their circumstances that they're going through right now, and what is basically your message to the world?
Let go of self doubt. You can get through it. Wherever your mental is, you can get over that hurdle. Um, my last episode, I was talking about going with the flow. You can't change everything, but you can change mind, body, spirit. Whatever it is you need to do to check your mental, whether it's reach out for professional help. If you don't have anybody close to you, you don't feel comfortable with the people around you. Like if I tell Susie my business, she telling Jane Ando. If you don't trust, then go to a professional. They are licensed. They can help you. It's okay. The Black community kind of shies away from going to get help mentally, but it's okay. You're not weird. You're not wrong. I mean, you just probably need just a vent. You don't even need medication. You just needed somebody to tell you you are valid in your feelings. So yeah, just reach out. You're not alone. Check you first. What I mean? Make sure you're doing everything you can. Like you said, listening to mantras, getting things in your spirit, edifying your spirit, getting people around you to lift you up, to edify your spirit. That's how you can stay on a good mental wavelength.
I love like chills. I love that. I love that. I think, like, again, it is so important to make sure that if you do not have the tools to help yourself when it comes to your mental, and a lot of people don't even know when you say, check your mental, or be able to, they don't see it as a mental thing. Sometimes you just feel sad, or you feel more down, you feel a lack of energy. That's all signs of something mentally that you can probably do to help you out. And it's so important to have that kind of emphasis on there, or to understand that there are tools available. There are things that you could do to make it better for you. Now, I know, unlike Miss Sativa took a break from the streaming, and I know you're an active streamer. If people want to see more of Nisi, or just know more about you, or if they want to connect more with Nisi, what time can they catch you live streaming? And basically, what type of content do you have when you stream? Are you a go with the flow kind of girl, or is it also more content based?
I'm trying to get more consistent in everything that I do. So definitely Sundays and Mondays, you can catch me. Throughout the weekend, it's more lax, so we'll just open up music, vibe. But when I really get down and vibe, you can catch my poetry on Sunday nights. I'm trying to do a little poetry slam. So if you got bars, if you got words, come through, hop in the box, share. I'll take a beat and I'll just write and I'll read it. So that's how you can stay more in tune streaming wise. Definitely Sundays and Mondays. Throughout the week, I work and I stream. So if you want to come in, be a coworker, throw up the deuces, let me know what's up. I'll be streaming and working at the same time.
And on Sunday, is there a specific time where all of this go down?
After 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock and after
After 9 o'clock.
Eastern.
I love that. Listen, I always say I'm a bipolar streamer. Okay. I run my own business. I also work for a corporate company. I'm a mommy. I'm a friend. I'm a sister. We have a lot going on. And I love the fact that you get to make time for, because I've met so many amazing people on this app who became like family to me now off the app. So I do think it's such a blessing that we're able to tap into a live stream and connect with so many beautiful people like yourself who basically not only open up your life, you know, like you said on Monday and Sunday when you're doing your streams, but you have this amazing podcast that you're doing, which is NeicySpeaks. And you give people so much information and so much of yourself. And so just for that, I think like you're such a powerful person and the way you push through everything that should have broken you, everything that should have made you less than who you are today, but instead you sitting here, standing here, and you're shining, and you look beautiful, and your energy and everything is just beautiful about you. So first, I want to say thank you so much for coming through and being a part of Motivation Monday. For me, this is my little nugget on a Monday where I get to share with people and give them something positive. And when I'm able to bring beautiful people on this platform, on the show, and just give people a little bit something different, it's always important to bring, you know, this is what we stand for. This is what I love.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming and just sharing and giving us information.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Make sure y'all see your favorite Queen Bella. She's awesome. Thank you for having me, Queen. I
Thank you so
appreciate you.
much. Of course, anytime, guys. That's Niecy P Speaks. Go check her out on Instagram. You'll be able to find all the plugs into her show. Every single Monday, she has this beautiful show that goes down. So make sure you tap in. We had Miss Beautiful Sativa Diiva on here as well. Motivation Monday happens every single Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, for those of you who came in mid-show or didn't catch the whole show, we will be sharing next week, Monday. This episode will be available on my YouTube page, and there will be some clips available as well on IG. So next week, Monday, when we tune back in, remember Motivation Monday happens every second Monday, not every single Monday, because we always try to bring you guys something different and a little something extra. I want to tap in and just say, when it comes to mental health, it's such an important thing. And like she said, in our community, sometimes it's not something that's prioritized. People are meant to feel bad about how they feel and how you behave. And trust me when I say it is such an important thing to have your own back and be the person who can say, I'm not okay. And if you can't speak to a friend, speak to a professional, right? Because all those little things that happen, that overwhelmingness of sadness, or just that constant tiredness, or always feeling that your mood is fluctuating, it might all be indicators and signs of something else. We're not, I always say to people, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I'm not, as a person who has suffered from mental illness, specifically depression and anxiety, and something that I struggled with for a long time. And then 5 years ago, it's like everything just fell into place because I reframed my mind. The way I saw things or allowed others to make me see things was no longer my concern. I started fighting for me because there's so many people who love me, who depend on me to not only be the best that I can be, but that wants me to be happy. So you owe yourself that. And you owe no one else absolutely nothing if you're not the best version of yourself while you do that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Motivation Monday. And make sure you go follow Sativa Diiva, which is now Tiva Diva on here. Go follow Nisi as well. All the links will be available when I post them next week, but do yourself a favor and go click it now. Go follow them now. Get the information now. Thank you guys so much for coming through, and big shout out to all the gifters and everybody that's been commenting and being a part of the show. Again, be kind to others because you never know what other people are going through. You never know anybody else's circumstances. And it's always important to put your best foot forward, especially on online platform where people have anonymity and you can absolutely say anything you want to say. And if you choose to be beautiful, I love you for it. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.